Hi there, my name is Robin Kelby, and this will be the first of 4 videos going over the UCM Google Drive, what's on it, and how to use and set up the spreadsheets that I have started here. In this first video, I'm going to go over the structure of the Google Drive in terms of what files are where, and going over each of the different files so that in later videos we can jump right in and see how each file is actually used. Alright, so in the main section of the Google Drive, I currently have 2 folders, one for 2017's data and one for random files that were already in the Google Drive. I didn't delete any files, but any files that I'm not exactly sure where they came from or why they're there, I just put in the other folder so that we would have them all in one place. Alright, so in the root folder of the Google Drive are all of the files that are pertinent for 2018, and there are currently 4. The first one is the 2018 menus. It's a Google document, and this file contains all of the menus for the free meals so that we can look back and see what was made on each date, and so that we can look over the kinds of food that we're serving and see if we're meeting a lot of the basic food groups. That file's pretty self-explanatory. The next one is the 2018 meal attendance spreadsheet. This spreadsheet keeps track of the different dates that we serve meals, and then the numbers of interns and staff, volunteers, and guests that are at each meal, with a total column to add up the 3 previous columns. In another video, I'm going to show how you can set up these formulas so that it will automatically calculate the total number of people, total volunteers, interns, guests, and number of meals, and then it will be able to compute the averages for you. As well as how to do that for the current month. All that data is really cool to be able to look over at a later date. Alright, I'm going to close out of that spreadsheet. That will be the next video that I make in this playlist. Then the next document is a agreement document for converting food donations to service hours, and so this just outlines some of the basic principles of that agreement, and you can read that later for more details. I will say that the list in the middle here can be updated and changed to whatever we might need at the current moment. So this isn't set in stone, but we can revise this over time as needed. And finally, the last file that's in this folder is the January donation sheet, which lists all the items that we know were donated, on what date they were donated, and then who donated them and the quantity. And I will, in the third video of this playlist, go over how to do all the formulas that will count up the number of donations of each type. Finally, since this is the beginning of the year and I haven't made this spreadsheet yet, there will be another Google spreadsheet in this folder, which will be the annual donation sheet. Each month, somebody will take the previous month's donation sheet and add up all of the different kinds of food into the new donation spreadsheet, just so that we have one spreadsheet that contains all the items that have been donated to UCM and the dates that they were donated. Alright, so now I'm going to move into the 2017 data folder, because this contains all of the spreadsheets and files that I was working with last year. And in case you want to see a reference for what several months of donation sheets look like or whatever, they're here for posterity. In here there are 6 files. These 3 in the middle here are monthly donation sheets, like we saw with the January one, to show you what the yearly one looks like for 2017. It's going to have 4 columns with a donator, an item, the total quantity, and then the dates for when things were donated. So we know that we got a single box of produce from Athens Food Rescue on the 14th of October, for instance. I've also been keeping track of the number of donations in October, in November, and December in this column over here, just by hand. And from here we can just see exactly, what kinds of things we get donated, so we can see trends. Like, for instance, we get, certain produce at this time and others at another time, and so on and so forth. The meal attendance spreadsheet for 2017 is right here, and as you can see, it's a lot more extensive than the one for 2018, because we just started 2018. And finally, every month I've also been making a Google document that keeps track of that month's attendance. I have called it my 2017 Meal Attendance Report. For each month, there are 3 sections. I have a table here that lists the total number of meals, and then straight from the attendance spreadsheet, I pulled the number of volunteers, interns, and staff, and guests, and the totals, and then the averages for all these. The second section lists all the volunteer groups that worked at UCM over the past month and the dates that they came. And finally, I list a summary of the donation information for that month. So for instance, we had all these different categories of people donating, and then how many donations from each place. And these are all just pulled from the monthly donation spreadsheet. And with that, this other folder, which I won't show you because I haven't been working in it, just contains all of the documents that were in the Google Drive whenever I found it. So anything that was in there can be found in that folder. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.